about chocolate. Introduction. People all around the world love chocolate. They love it so much that every year they eat more chocolate than any other sweet. If you have ever wondered where chocolate comes from and how it's made, then read on. Where chocolate comes from. Chocolate actually grows on trees, but you can't just pick a chunk of chocolate from a tree branch and eat it. The chocolate growing on the tree looks, tastes, and smells nothing like the chocolate you eat. The tree that gives us chocolate is the cacao tree. Chocolate comes from the beans that are found in the large pods on the trees. Cacao trees grow where it's hot and wet. Mostly they grow near the equator. It takes 4 to 5 years before the cacao trees begin to grow pods. Most cacao trees Today, most cacao trees are grown on farms called plantations. Cacao trees have lots of white and yellow flowers. Some of the flowers change into pods, but most do not. The pods are shaped like little footballs. Workers trim the branches to get most of the pods from the trees. The pods change from green to golden or reddish color as they ripen. Preparing the beans. Taking the ripe pods from the cacao trees is the first step in making chocolate. Inside each pod, there are 20 to 50 beans. The cacao beans are the tree's seeds. It takes a lot of beans and a lot of work to make chocolate. The pods are first gathered and then cut open in a large blade. The beans are then scooped from the open pod. Out of the open pod. The beans are cream colored, and covered with soft pulp. These beans are still very different from the chocolate you know. The pulp-covered beans are put into piles or boxes and covered. They begin to change from the cream color to purple color after contact with the air. The beans also change on the inside in a process called fermentation. After the beans have fermented, they are dried. As they dry, the beans are turned in large cloth bags. Once the beans are dry, they are placed in large cloth bags and shipped to makers of chocolate. From beans to chocolate. Making chocolate from the fermented dried beans is a complicated process. First, the beans need to be cleaned. Then the chocolate makers blend different kinds of beans together. This makes sure the chocolate has just the right flavor. The beans are roasted in order to bring out the chocolate flavor. This is when the beans begin to smell like chocolate. As the beans are roasted, the thin shell that covers them grows brittle. The beans pass through a machine that cracks the shells and blows it away the pieces of shell with fans. After the shells are removed, only the meaty part of the bean, called the nib, remains. The nib are ground up and crushed until they become a liquid. Then the liquid is poured into molds where it cools into bars of bitter, unsweetened chocolate. The bars are then pressed until a yellow liquid called cocoa butter is removed. The cocoa butter drains through the screen and is collected to make chocolate we eat. After the liquid cocoa butter is removed, the solid part of the bar is ground into a powder. Cocoa powder is sent to dairies and bakers and flavored baked goods and dairy produce.